Good morning, YouTube family. Martinez Country Home here. It's Monday, March the 1st, 2021. So, we're coming up on a year that the health crisis started, like in, full force. I think it started around spring break, when the lockdown started and all these things. So I just thought I'd bring it up. That's what it reminded me of being March 1st. So I hope everybody had a great weekend, and I hope y'all did some preps, stuff like that. Apologize for not making a video yesterday, but excuse me. But I did take care of some things. Took care of the vehicles for me and my wife. Did oil changes and things like that. I had a family member, my brother-in-law, take care of some a little bit more technical mechanical work on my wife's car. Um, So the reason I'm just mentioning that is because right now um, we should all be scoring away things like that, our vehicles, any repairs you might need to your house, um, you know uh, things of that nature, because the collapse of our economy is like really speeding up. um, it's not really noticeable to a lot of people, um, because they're living their life and they're just going about it on a day-to-day basis. But um, the fact that they're passing so many stimulus bills so fast, they're coming along more, um, they're coming along a little bit more, sooner than the, like, the first one was in April of last year, and then I think one was the next one, like in January or something like that, or October or something. They're just coming around so fast. um, and as our economy deteriorates, it's gonna they're gonna be passing them quicker and quicker, to keep the economy going. Yesterday, guys, I watched a really good documentary called "The Monopoly on Violence," and I'm gonna leave the link in the description, as well as something that they talked about in that documentary called Mutual Assistance Societies. Also, there's mutual assistance agreements. And what this is, guys, it really touches on the lifestyle that we live. um so to kind of just focus on this real quick, a mutual assistance society was back in the day, before there were all these social programs and stuff like that, that the government took over, that the government provides, right? People weren't taxed like they are now. um the mutual agreement I mean a mutual yeah mutual agreement, um mutual aid society, I'm sorry, were groups, were entities where the people took care of each other. There were fraternal societies also that took care of the communities, right? There was no there was no taxing a group of people uh, in order to take care of another group of people. And I'm not against taking care of our fellow man, guys, but it has to be voluntary. It cannot be coerced or by force, taken from you to provide for somebody else. I'm just being real basic here, very, very general. I'm not gonna get into the whole politics of it, but the these societies work very well, and some places in the world they still use it. Some communities they still use it. But these societies, you never hear about them or these entities, because the government doesn't want you to know about it. They want you thinking that you have to depend on them to be supported, and that you can't survive without the government, when that's it's not true. Um, our communities would thrive, and we'd be better off if we helped each other and we took care of each other like the way it was supposed to. And before the basically before the maybe like 1933 when the Social Security Administration was created. Um, this is the way things work. Um, in the 1920s was when it really started to get um, phased out by the government. They kind of started taking over. Um, they started taking over the job that the mutual assistant societies did. They kind of started like pushing them to the side, because they had more funds, more money to throw at at this, right? And so it was like a trap, guys. Um, the government is just there for its own benefit. It's there to keep itself alive at our expense. So I don't want to, y'all, I'm sure all of y'all know this, or have an idea how detrimental the government is. Um, it does it The government is supposed to have a very narrow a group of, I mean, a narrow, very narrow list of duties that it has to provide for the people. But the state, um it ends up morphing into a monster, and that's what it's done. The natural progression is it's gonna do that because, excuse me, it almost takes on the aspects of a living thing. It's gonna fight to protect itself, and it's gonna fight to survive and stay alive. But I really want y'all guys, if possible, to check out this documentary, The Monopoly on Violence. um, it basically talks about how the state has evolved, how people usually went from governing themselves into um, some entity. Usually, at first, it was like a king or some kind of a monarch or a warlord, um, ruling over an area, or over a city, like the city states, and the different types of government that there is. But anyway, I found it very interesting. I used to wonder how they did it. I know I used to hear about the churches had a big part in taking care of society back in the days, like in the 20s and the early 1900s, 1800s. Communities took care of their own people. But it was the first time that I really saw what how that process worked. What were the mechanics of it? What exactly was um, the process? What was the entity that, how was it set up? So I thought it was very interesting. I'm also gonna leave a link on how mutual societies work, and there's all kinds of info on that. So if y'all want to look that up, mutual assistance societies and mutual assistance agreements. Um, I thought it's very relevant to the way our lifestyle, guys, because we're preppers, and we're always there to help people. We try to help people, um, either with knowledge or with direct help, like with water or with food or with something. um, we can't think of everything, but we're there, if we can. But also passing on this knowledge to others so that they can help themselves. And I thought it was very, very, very relevant to what we're doing here, trying to prepare for whatever calamity comes. Right now, like I said, I started a prep because of the economic system when I learned how it worked. Um, Other people I know, they prepare for, from wherever they live at. They might be susceptible to hurricanes, or like in California, forest fires, tornadoes in the Midwest, things of that nature. I mainly started to prep because I learned how the financial system really worked, and it really freaked me out. Um, but I'm starting to see those problems actually manifest right in front of my face, and it's if you have eyes to see, and you have just a very basic knowledge of economics, you're gonna see that we're in big trouble, and that the the end is coming to this system. I don't know how they're gonna try and keep it alive. I guess with um, by changing into another kind of money, which is that's what the Great Reset is all about. It's a whole starting over of one kind of paradigm, right? That where we've lived the fiat money and things like that into a whole nother kind of system. Basically, it's like the digital system. We're going into a technocracy. That's what they're trying to do. But we gotta fight, guys. We have to keep our humanity, and we gotta fight this move into a non-human, non-biological system, right? Um, we're not machines, and we were not meant to be machines. These people have brainwashed so many people into thinking that that we have to evolve and things like that. So that's kind of sounding. I know it's kind of sounding like we're I'm going out there, right? But basically that's what they're trying to do. They want to force us. Um, they're using our all our energy, right, to propel us into this next paradigm for them, right? They're using our energy, our muscle power to propel themselves. We're like the rocket booster, right? And pretty soon, once they get to that level, once they get to that stage, the next stage, the next paradigm, they don't need us anymore. So um, they're not gonna need so many people around. So I think this is why you're seeing so many depopulation agendas being actually implemented right now. Um, with the food, with the water, and with other things, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. They're culling humanity right now. So guys, like I said, I'm gonna keep these videos coming. Yesterday, like I said, I was taking care of some things. I also, I finally got around to trimming our, kind of trimming off the dead branches off of our, uh, the grapefruit tree. This year, I was pretty sure it was gonna flower and it was gonna start giving fruit. We already had that tree about 3 years planted where it was right now, and it was looking good. But that hard freeze we just went through. I mean, it looked like it killed it. So it's showing signs that it's still alive. I'm gonna see how it does. It's a big possibility that it might not ever flower again. It might not give fruit because it's been so damaged. But same thing with our lemon tree. We had a lemon tree, and it even though we wrapped it and all that and tried to take care of it, it still, most of the branches died. So but it does have some green on there, and so it's alive. Whether it's gonna give fruit or flower, that's another thing. So we don't know, but we're gonna give it some TLC and hope for the best. So that was another thing we did yesterday. But anyway, guys, y'all have a great week. Check out those videos that I put in the description, and maybe it'll give you a new perspective on uh, what are some things that we can actually do, some actionable things that we can do to bring about some change, some positive change to our lives and to our neighbors and to our families. We're really gonna have to really come together and take care of each other and look out for each other. I noticed that in the rural communities, you see that a lot. You see people kind of really help each other, and I guess because it's smaller, and of course in the inner cities, you see a lot of people with always doing charitable things, and I think people naturally are gonna see as things deteriorate with our economy and with our way of life, that it's gonna take all of us really helping, getting involved with our community, because if not, the way these things are looking with the economy, if it really is allowed to collapse the way it's supposed to, you're gonna be seeing some Mad Max situations. I don't know if that's what they want for us. That's what they have planned for us, especially here in America and in the Western nations like Canada, Great Britain. I don't know if that's what they have planned. Australia, but if you look at some of these white papers, that's exactly what they got planned. So, um, we gotta think outside the box, and in many ways think outside the box, and in other ways go back to some old school type of ideas and knowledge that is going to help us out. And one of these, what I saw was, I mean, was brilliant. Was mutual assistance societies. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a great week. Have a great day, and y'all take care of each other and love each other out there, because that's what we're here for. God bless, guys.